I got an email recently from Cassie, a previous student of my 10-week program who's also continued now as a monthly member of the Great Transformation Zone. She said the GTZ about how to instantly de-stress helped a lot, in capital letters. I get stressed easily, and seeing ways to help de-stress was a lot of help. A lot of people have told me not to stress, but that isn't what I wanted to hear. And watching that video was helpful because it provided ways to de-stress rather than just saying, don't stress. So I thought that as we approach the semester and half-yearly exams, I'd share a brief overview of one of the strategies that I was sharing with my GTZ members in that seminar. Because we all have times when we feel overwhelmed, right? And overwhelm is such a major stress factor in students' lives. And like Cassie said, it's just really not that practical just telling someone not to stress. Just don't stress out, it's gonna be okay. What is helpful is having some actionable strategies to actually deal with that stress and overcome the overwhelm. So let's start with this. Overwhelm is not having too much to do or not enough time. It's actually not knowing how you're going to get it done. Now, that's not an official definition of anything, but it's a description that works for me, and it can work brilliant for students as well because it gives us a potential solution. And therefore, it's much more positive and a better way to look at and tackle overwhelm. Because if overwhelm was simply not having enough time, then this would be an unsolvable problem, right? Because we can't just create more time. Although, yes, please, if anyone does have that magic potion, I'd love it if you could pass it on to me. Just pop a note in the comments below, right? Anyway, when it really comes down to it, not having enough time is often not really the case. More often, the stress of feeling overwhelmed comes from not knowing how you're going to tackle that to-do list, how to actually complete some of those tasks. And so that's the first step to overcoming this sense of overwhelm. Getting organized so that your team knows exactly what they need to do to accomplish each task on their to-do list and precisely how they're going to do it. So first, break down each task. For example, simply write English essay can be a little daunting. So breaking down each component and planning out the main content of each paragraph is going to make that a lot more manageable. And if the real problem here is that they don't know what those paragraphs need to be, then the first job on the list actually needs to be go see the teacher or speak to their tutor or whoever it is they need to see to get some help on that essay. Next, they need to prioritize and schedule what needs to be done and when. They need to schedule each and every part of that broken down task into their diary. This way, there's no more of that, oh, I've just got so much to do, where do I start? Or doing all the easy things first so that then right at the end, when things are getting tight at the deadline, it's the hardest and least liked items that are all left. And then simply stick to that planned list of items each and every day. Follow it, trust that when you get each item done each day that it needs doing, everything will come together. So I'm Katie Price, Great Transformation Expert, and I'm certainly not perfect when it comes to not getting overwhelmed or not getting stressed. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below, on a scale of 1 to 10, how overwhelmed is your team feeling in their study right now? What are they currently doing to try and deal with it? And if you'd love to find out more about my live monthly online student seminars and the treasure trove of resources inside it, then it's in my Great Transformation Zone member area. You can find it on the website at rocksolidstudy.com.au. Plus, I'll put a direct link to the actual page in the notes of this blog. And until next week, let's make this a fantastic week.